I'm an innocent man, Your Honor, and I have always been an innocent man.
In a bittersweet twist of fate, six souls, once shackled by unjust convictions, now stand on the precipice of true freedom. Watch their faces transform from despair to hope, their spirits soaring high above the walls that confined them for far too long. Witness the indomitable power of resilience as they react to their long awaited liberation, rewriting their destinies with smiles that shine brighter than the sun. Number 1, John Bunn. In the heart of Brooklyn, New York, 14-year-old John Bunn's life took a tragic turn when Detective Louis Scarcella arrested him. For 27 agonizing years, Bunn fought to prove his innocence. Finally, his conviction was overturned due to Scarcella's wrongdoing and the absence of probable cause for his arrest. Tearfully addressing the judge, Bunn said, "I have spent my entire life fighting to prove my innocence." The compassionate judge acknowledged the magnitude of his suffering. Bunn's lawsuit against the city of New York and Detective Scarcella seeks accountability and justice for himself and others. Number 2, Clemente Aguirre. In the quiet town of Alamonte Springs, Florida, Clemente Aguirre's life took a devastating turn. Falsely accused of a double murder, he faced a justice system that failed him. With nobody to believe his innocence, Aguirre spent 14 years behind bars, 11 of which were on death row. Finally, a glimmer of hope emerged. New evidence revealed that Aguirre's DNA matched his testimony, proving his attempts to save the victims. Charges against him were dropped and he walked out of the courtroom a free man, embraced by his loved ones. Yet his fight was far from over. Owing $722,000 for the wrongful conviction, he battled against state lawyers who fought against his compensation. Moreover, his immigration status remained uncertain, casting a shadow over his newfound freedom. Number 3, David Ronta. David Ronta and Susan Mellon were victims of wrongful convictions that shattered their lives. Ronta, arrested by Detective Louis Scarcella in Brooklyn, New York, endured over 2 decades in prison for a murder he didn't commit. The key witness later revealed the detective's manipulation, leading to the overturning of Ronta's conviction. Mellon, sentenced to life without parole in Los Angeles, California, was falsely accused based on a deceitful informant's testimony. After 17 years behind bars, her conviction was finally overturned. The apologies uttered by the court are feeble attempts to rectify the immense suffering endured. Ronta received $8.4 million in settlements, while Mellon was compensated with $12.6 million. Number 4, Deborah Melke. In Phoenix, Arizona, Deborah Melke endured an agonizing journey of 22 years on death row for a crime she did not commit. Accused of masterminding her 4-year-old son's murder, she was sentenced to death based on a questionable confession obtained by Detective Armando Salde Jr. Despite denying involvement, and her innocence was ignored. After decades, doubts emerged about her alleged confession and Salde's credibility. Eventually, her conviction was overturned. Deborah Melke, now a free woman, expressed her anguish, stating, "I had absolutely nothing to do with the brutal murder of my son Christopher." Regrettably, there have been no reports of compensation for Melke, underscoring the hardships faced by those wrongfully accused. Number 5, Luis Vargas. In the vibrant city of Los Angeles, Vargas, a 29-year-old man, was trapped in a nightmarish ordeal. Accused by 3 sexual assaults, he faced a grim future. Police believe that the striking resemblance of these crimes pointed to a single culprit, and Vargas became the prime suspect. The justice system, convinced of his guilt, sentenced him to 55 years to life behind bars. Number 6, Clifford Williams. Clifford Williams, a man unjustly sentenced to death, endured 43 agonizing years behind bars for crimes he did not commit in Jacksonville, Florida. As he languished in his cell, he couldn't help but wonder if his children, who are now gone, were the only ones who believed in his innocence. Together with his 18-year-old nephew, Nathan Myers, they were wrongfully accused of murder and attempted murder despite having solid alibis. The survivor's identification was the sole evidence, with no physical or DNA linkage. In a stunning turn of events, a new investigation revealed that the ballistic reports from the crime lab contradicted the original testimony, the only thread connecting the men to the crime. At long last, Williams and Myers embrace their hearts heavy with the weight of 43 lost years. With their newfound freedom, they were awarded $2 million in state compensation, a small consolation for the years of injustice they endured. Join us on this extraordinary journey of redemption. Like, share, and subscribe to witness their triumphant comeback. Comment below and let us know your thoughts on their incredible resilience.